So yeah, so last year I went through some, I think 5 or 6 interviews, and I thought I can share my experience with you, with all of you. Whatever whatever the questions were asked, the way the professors follow up. So all those insights might be helpful for you for your upcoming interviews. So I'll just go through all these points one by one. So one thing is you need not prepare everything for the interview. So you need to be good in some 2 or 3 subjects. So you decide, okay, my voice is too low. 1 minute.
I think Abhishek, you are audible quite
Oh,
enough.
I'm audible.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you decide which topics you like. So, sir, are all these students aerospace students, or it's a mixed batch? You like. So I think you have aerodynamics, propulsion, flight mechanics, and yeah, maths and something else, I think. So you decide which topics you like out of all those, and uh, prepare only those topics, because if you are trying to prepare everything, you won't have enough time, and you don't have to just prepare the gate syllabus, you have to prepare some extra things also. So for example, my favorite subjects in mechanical were fluid mechanics, heat transfer, and thermodynamics. So I went through the textbook for all these 3 subjects. So for fluid mechanics, I think for all 3 of them I went through the Cengel textbook, and I went through some of the common derivations. So when you are going through the derivations, you should know each and every step. You should be able to do it from the beginning to this step to the end, while remembering all the assumptions that are made on the way. That is one thing. Another is that you will not be asked very complicated numericals. So all the questions that will be asked, they will be general basic questions. Okay, so when you are going through the textbook, if you find something is too complicated, just skip it. Okay, just move on to the next thing and prepare that. So so one is about your core subjects, then maths. So sometimes some interviewers ask questions from maths, sometimes they don't. It all depends on them. But even when they're asking questions from maths, they will ask you to choose your favorite topics in maths, and you can tell that you want a question from algebra or calculus or probability statistics. So wherever you are good at. So make sure that you prepare something nicely in maths as well. Then uh, yeah. So like I said, so go through the derivations, assumptions. Yeah, examples are also important. So for example, in thermodynamics, so you might be going through, let's say, entropy. So they will ask you, so where is this concept utilized? In what practical applications this concept is utilized? So you can tell them something about power plants, heat engines, and similarly applications also. So where are these concepts applied in practicality? Okay. Uh, yeah, another important thing is, so if they ask you some question and you don't know the answer to that question, even then don't say that I don't know the answer. Just try to attempt it. Okay. So it's perfectly okay. Like everyone has some weak areas, and professors also understand it. So you need not be afraid at that time. Just stay calm. Whatever they have asked, think what you know about that, and give them and tell them, sir, I am not really sure what is the exact answer, but I think this is how it is. This is what it is. So you can give them a partial answer, and that is perfectly okay. And then you know what? Professors are really helpful. They will give you hints. They will tell you, okay, so yes, you have what you have told us is correct, and then you can think further along these lines. So they will give you some hint, and then those hints will help you to refine your answer. And I think I've written it down there in this list, so I will come back to this again. Okay. Uh, yeah. So yeah, like this. So everything that they will ask will be relevant to your gate syllabus. Okay. So you don't have to prepare something totally new or different. No, you just have to So like I said, so for GATE exam, you don't have to remember any of the derivations, right? Remember or even understand the derivations too much. Like just a rough understanding would do well for the exam, because the questions are mostly numericals or small conceptual questions. But for the interview, sometimes they may ask you to do something from the scratch. So for example, in fluid mechanics, they may ask you to derive the Navier-Stokes equations. Now, this is like a very common thing. So every person who says that fluid mechanics is my favorite topic should be able to derive this starting from Newton's second law. So, so yeah, you should try to find out what are those common topics, the general topics, and prepare them well. Okay. Okay. Then, yeah, so I've given some examples. Fluid mechanics, for example, Navier-Stokes are the favorite topics. Thermodynamics, entropy is the favorite topic. They really love to ask confusing questions. They will tell you, they will give you some scenario. I'll give you those examples specific from my interview, what those scenarios are. So they will give you some scenarios and they'll ask you questions so that sometimes even if you know a topic well, you will get confused in that situation. So yeah, like I said, professors are supportive. They do not want to grill you, so they will help you come at your answer. Okay, they are just testing that do you have a basic understanding or not. They are not like they're not like if you don't give an answer, they will say no, you don't know anything. We will not select you. It's not like that. You know what? Even if you are not able to answer any question, that doesn't mean you are out of it, out of the game. That happened with me for IIT Kanpur Aerospace interview. I did not answer any of the questions in totality. Like I gave only partial answers and still I was selected. So it's not like that. Uh, it's gone if you don't know anything. So be calm. Just do your best. Okay. Whatever comes into your mind, just say it up. Okay. And yeah, your BTech projects. So there are, because it's an MS program, you won't be doing many courses. Your main focus would be on the lab work, your research work. So they will ask you some questions about your BTech project. Okay, so make sure that you have a clear idea of what you did. If you don't, just go back to your reports or your thesis, whatever it is, and write something about it, which you can tell in the interview if they ask about it. And they may ask some detailed questions also, so be prepared for that. And yeah, just in case you didn't do much for your BTech project, like sometimes that happens, and you- don't be afraid even in that case also, but don't lie. Okay. Don't tell them that you did lots of things even though you didn't do them. Just say, sir, I did this small project only. Or you can also say that this was a big project, but my role was only limited to this. So tell them something clearly. Okay, don't beat around the bush, or give them something which they will obviously guess that, oh, you are just telling some high sounding words. You didn't do that in reality. So don't do that. Okay. Uh, yeah, so I will now go through some specific interviews. I have taken 3 of the interviews. I'll go through them one by one. So this is IIT Madras Applied Mechanics interview. So when the interview started, I was asked to introduce myself. So just give a short introduction. They already know your name, so no need to tell, hi sir, my name is this. Don't need to tell your name. Okay, you can say, hi sir. I am from I did my, or you can tell your name. That's okay. I mean, it depends from person to person. So I am Abhishek. I did my BTech from this college in this year. Uh, Now I have applied to the MS program in applied mechanics because, and then you should say the reason why you have applied to the department, because I am interested in working in this area. Okay, just one line or a few words would do. And then you can say, in my BTech, I have worked on, then you can tell one line about your project. I have worked on this. Okay, so just a short introduction with 3-4 lines would be good. So for example, I would say my introduction. Okay, so hi sir. My name is Abhishek. I did my BTech from BITS Pilani in 2016, and then I decided to write GATE because I wanted to work in the area of compressible flows, and that is why I have applied to this program. And in my BTech, I have worked on CFD analysis of mixing flows in flotation cells. So yeah, this was my introduction, and it was short, and I think it covered everything that was relevant to the interview. So next, they will ask you what is your like what area you want to work in during your MS. So one thing is your favorite subject, and another is your area. So depending on the question, you should answer. So if they ask you what are your favorite subjects, then you have to tell some subject out of the subjects that were covered in your GATE or in your BTech. Okay, but if they ask what area you want to work in, so for example, compressible flows, it was not part of my BTech. Okay, but I really like this area, and so I had done some reading on this area. So I said, sir, my area of interest is compressible flow. So then all the questions that they asked me, almost everything was on this topic. So I'll give you some sample questions also. So they asked me, why is a rocket nozzle converging, diverging? Why can't it be like only converging or only diverging? Okay. So yeah, I'll not go through all the answers, but I'll just give you, if any of you have any doubts on this, you can just ask me. So then they asked me, how do the thermodynamic properties vary inside a nozzle? Then can we have a supersonic flow just by having a converging, diverging nozzle, or we need something more? Okay, so the answer to this one was that just by having a nozzle, you cannot have a supersonic flow. You need a pressure gradient across the nozzle. So then one of the questions was the exhaust velocity was at Mach 2.0 at sea level. So as the altitude increased, how would the Mach number change? What would happen? So this had something to do with the overexpanded and underexpanded nozzle. You had to think along those lines. Then what happens across shocks and expansion waves? So like that. Then another set of questions was there is a uniform cross-section pipe and methane gas is flowing in it. So would the pipe heat up or cool down because of that? And I think I was not able to give an exact answer for that. I said something like uh, there is this flow. I think some of you would remember this uh, Fano flow and Rayleigh flow to a pipe. Yeah. So I think you could give an answer along those lines. Yeah. Then there was this question about what is stall. Okay, how does it happen? What is flow separation? What is the mathematical condition for flow separation? So it is dou u by dou y is equal to 0. So and then they asked me to draw the velocity profile. So it was something like this. So if this is your airfoil, so you have this streamline. So something like this it was. So yeah, it was this. So I think like you got some idea. So once you tell them your favorite topic, they will ask you a question, and then they will ask you more follow-up questions. So there will be less of different questions, but there'll be more of like connecting questions. So everything you see from here to from like all of these are almost connecting questions. Then I would discuss this IISc mechanical interview. So here also I was asked to introduce myself. I was asked for my favorite subjects, not the area I would want to work in, because these people, they insist more on figuring out our area of interest when we are into the college, not before. So yeah, like all colleges have a different way of thinking. Screen froze. Okay, someone says screen froze. Has it frozen or is it visible for everyone? It's okay, it's visible. Okay, so yeah, so they asked me my favorite subjects. Yeah, so I said fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, heat transfer as usual. So yeah, first question was from thermodynamics. I was given so there were two blocks, two masses of mass m each. One was at temperature T1, one was at temperature T2. They were connected using a Carnot heat engine in between, which gave a work output W. And then so this was the initial condition, okay, at time T0. And then finally, both of the masses reached final temperature TF. I was asked to find the temperature TF in terms of T1 and T2. So this is like an entropy based question, and if you just do a sum of entropy change is equal to 0, total entropy change. Okay, someone has posted a message. What is the message? See the chat. Rejoin. Okay, is my screen also not visible? Screen is visible. Okay, chat. See. the total entropy change equal to 0, we would get a relation between TF in terms of T1 and T2. So and there were follow-up questions on this also. So I remember that once I had done this, then they asked me, can you do it without using the concept of entropy? So maybe you people can think about it, how to do it. I don't remember the exact answer, but like the point is, even if you answer something, they might ask you to approach that question in some other way. Okay, and then don't be scared by that, because you can follow the hints. They will give you hints, and then you can follow those hints. And even if you are able to say something around those hints, they will be happy about it. They will think that okay, you have some idea about this, and yeah, that would be enough. The next question was about yeah, so there was a pool with a liquid of density rho, and an air balloon was released from a depth h. So now what would happen? They asked me. So now it's like a very vague question, right? I mean, they have not asked you. Uh, they have not asked you to find the balloon's velocity or force acting on the balloon, or they're just asking what would happen. So it's like a real life scenario. So you put a balloon inside a pool with a liquid of density rho, and then how would the balloon behave? Okay, so what would happen is, so if it is a pool, there is a balloon at the bottom, so the balloon will move up. There will be a drag force acting on it. Okay, and then uh, there will be, because of the this density difference, outside density is rho, inside balloon there is air which has density, so buoyant force would be acting, and there will be a slight mass of the balloon and the air inside it. So finally, like, you just had, in this question, you just had to write the expression, the free body. You just had to make the free body diagram, and finally they related it with terminal velocity and the drag acting on a sphere, being with the terminal velocity in an environment. So I think the expression was, drag force was 6 pi uh, 6 pi mu ru infinity, something like 6 pi ru infinity, something like that it was. So yeah. So I was not able to give the complete answer for this question, but I was able to point out some of the connecting things, and that was sufficient for them. So I think you get the point that never be afraid if you don't know the complete answer. Just make sure that you are able to tell something on it. Okay? And then the third question was from maths. So they asked me whether they asked me if I want a question from linear algebra or calculus. So I said I want a question from calculus, and then they asked me to integrate this. And I did it using this gamma function. It's very easy using gamma function, but there is another way also. And then they asked me, okay, so can you do it some other way? I didn't know how else to approach it, because e to the power minus x square in general we cannot solve this. So then they said, okay, if we write uh, I into I, and then we can do 0 to infinity e to the power minus x square, and then you can do the other variable y square dx dy. So then you can represent this in terms of polar coordinates, and then also you can integrate this. So like that, they were like, even though I had given the answer, they were asking me to solve it using some other method also. And then they asked, how would you convert it into the polar coordinate? So I said we would use the Jacobian to convert it from dx dy to rd theta rd theta. So yeah, using the Jacobian matrix we can convert it. So just like a so, and finally, if they had asked me to solve it to the end, I would be gone, because I didn't know, even after using the Jacobian, what to do next. But they were satisfied with this, so luckily I was saved. So yeah, this was one. And next was IIT Madras Aerospace. So in this also, I think they didn't ask me to introduce myself, because they already had all the data from the forms we filled. So they asked me to tell my favorite topics: compressible flows, thermodynamics, heat transfer. So first question was, from compressible flows, there is a reservoir containing air at a pressure of 10 bar and room temperature. Ambient pressure is 5 bar. So if you puncture the reservoir, if you make a hole in it, what would happen? Okay, so This also, at first I was giving wrong answers. I said that a normal shock would form in front of the hole, but then I realized no, a shock can only form when the flow becomes supersonic. But in this case, there is no. If we puncture the reservoir, it can at most become sonic. It can never become supersonic because it needs a converging diverging nozzle, which is not there. A hole can never be converging. So uh, so then they corrected me that no, shocks would not be formed, and I also realized yes, shocks would not be formed, but the flow would become sonic, and then it would also choke because it would become sonic. It would also choke. Then there were some questions on choking. Okay, so what happens during choking? So I said the mass flow rate reaches its limiting value, and what happens across a shock? There were some questions on that also. So yeah, this was one question. Then there was one question from thermodynamics. You have a slab, uh, like a cuboid. Imagine a cuboid initially at a temperature of 0 degrees Celsius. Then suddenly you apply a constant temperature of 100 degrees Celsius on one of its faces, and then they asked me to draw the temperature profile at varying with time. Okay, so it's like this. You have a slab initially at 0 degrees Celsius, then you apply 100 degrees Celsius on one of the faces. So this face is still at 0 degrees Celsius. And how would the temperature vary with time? So this is, so first what I did is I made this. I made this in the beginning, which is wrong. Okay. Because the temperature is varying with time, okay, and this phase initially had 0 degrees Celsius, okay. So initially the temperature profile was like this, okay. But now when we make it 100, okay, suddenly the temperature profile becomes like this, okay. So it is zero all throughout, and then it becomes 100, okay. And then over time it becomes like this, like this, like this, and at finally infinite time it becomes like this. It becomes a straight line from 0 to 100. So how do we find this out? We write the equation for it, the unsteady heat conduction equation for this. So I'm sure like most of you would know what it is. And uh, when you get this equation, so it is a partial differential equation. Okay, so it is something like dou t by dou t 1 upon alpha dou t by dou x squared, something like that. So it's a partial differential equation in t and x. So then the next question was based on how would you solve this equation. So then I said we can solve it using method of separation of variables, and that was enough. I mean, they didn't ask me to do the whole solution procedure. They just asked how it would be solved, and that was enough. Then the next question was on a Brayton cycle. They asked me to plot a Brayton cycle on a TS plot. It's like the easiest plot out there. This simple. And then they asked to show reheat on the same plot. So that I did. Then they asked more heat is required in single heat addition. Like if you are doing a single heat addition like this, more heat would be required in that. Or if you do a reheat like this, then more heat would be required. So they asked, and it's like so. Sometimes these questions can become confusing. Okay, so you cannot directly say that more heat would be required in reheat process, or you cannot directly say uh, like you have to justify your answer. That's the point. Whatever answer you give, you have to justify it. If more heat is required in reheat, you have to explain why more heat is required in that, and the other way also. And then they asked to show constant pressure heat addition versus constant volume heat addition on a TS plot, and why volume curve is more steeper than a pressure plot. So they asked to explain that. So these were the kind of general questions. Yeah, I think that's it. So, so I think you get some fair idea that uh, they're not looking for complete starting to end solutions. They are not asking very complicated things. Okay, they are giving you some easy scenarios. You see this reservoir question, it's like a simple reservoir, and you make a hole in it. There is nothing complicated in it. And so all you should focus on is uh, uh, reading the concepts from your favorite subjects, from the textbooks of your favorite subjects, and preparing them well. I think I have spoken enough. I think these examples would have made you form your own understanding or may form your own analysis of what kind of questions are asked and how the interview goes in general. Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm open to questions now.
Thanks, Abhishek. So, first question, since in this session, more people appear for MS research or MTech research course. So, were there exam before interview?
Yes. So some of the colleges had taken exam. For example, IIT Kanpur and IIT Kanpur Aerospace had taken exam. IIT Delhi Mechanical had taken exam. IIT Madras
What about at Madras?
Madras Aerospace had taken exams.
Yeah, so what was, can you share the exam experience with these guys?
Yes, sir. So exact questions I don't remember, but exams are meant to be general. So if you're applying to IIT Madras Aero, you won't have any problem because mechanical students also apply for the aerospace program, and because mechanical people do not have much idea about uh, propulsion and these aerodynamics in detail, so they are at a slight disadvantage. But what they do is I think they gave more questions, something like that. I remember that they gave more questions, like 20 questions, and they asked us to solve 15 out of them. Something like that was there. And the questions are like your gate questions. Okay, there is nothing different. They are exactly like your gate questions and a smaller version. So don't focus on the big gate questions. Focus on small numericals. Okay, and small conceptual questions uh, from your gate exam. Okay, those exams are nothing different than your gate questions. Okay, so if you have prepared well for gate, or even if you haven't, you can just revise the topics which you prepared for gate. Does that answer the question, sir?
Yeah, I guess they give a specific area for propulsion, so there will be more questions related to
Yes.
thermodynamics, propulsion, or
Yes, sir.
these mathematics. These, or if anyone in appear for structures, there will be questions from basic SOM, elasticity, some
Right.
vibration questions maybe. So
Right. So
aerodynamics may will be like questions from fluid mechanics, basic some GD questions. So earlier also I just asked because I wanted to I thought to know, yes, you appeared through that or not. So I think this is clear to these guys. Next
and
thing,
sir,
like,
one more thing.
oh, yeah,
So when we apply to the program, for example, in Kanpur and Madras, in both, we had to select our preferred area of specialization. So you could select structures, propulsion,
yeah,
aerodynamics, and the exam was also based on those topics only. So
yeah,
it did not have questions from all the areas. So
yes. So anyway, we have told to start reading particular textbook from their favorite area because
yes,
that is very important. Like you also mentioned upfront, you have read all Sengels. So
yes,
we give Sengel and Bowles for thermo and Sengel or FM White for fluid mechanics
yes,
or like structures guys Gare. So
Gary,
these or aerodynamics by Anderson or compressible fluid flow, because these 4 or 5 textbooks are enough, to cover more of
yes,
interviews, basics, and uh, apart from that, guys, one thing I want to clearly tell you guys, nowadays in old IITs, cutoff for research course is also high. So don't like that's like disadvantage specifically in coming session. Cutoff is going to be high, but it's still many people get call based on their reservation, category and all. So don't wait till you get call. Okay. Be prepared now itself. Specify your favorite area. Start reading books. Okay. Which is the only key to get in, any research course. You cannot, simply get in any research course by simply solving, problems of gates or, finding problem from Google or problem from any institute. No, that's not the right approach. So reading is always key, fundamental reading, because professor would like to know how good you are in basics, how you understand practical problem, how you do idealization, because every physical scenario can be idealized in mathematics using differential equation. Abhishek, you agree, right? That's what the professor do, right? uh, every professor. So it is very important to be good in differential equation, basic calculus. Linear algebra is also important because all the solution done by algebraic solution using
Hmm.
different numerical methods and linear algebra come in play. So mathematics is also important. So what you suggest for mathematics reading? Like Erwin Krzik is there one book which we always tell, but apart from that, anything you want to add in that?
Sir, I think if our gate preparation for mathematics is good, then that would be enough, sir. Like they will not ask more than that. They will ask
Okay,
something
some
similar to gate
questions.
questions only.
Okay,
Yes, sir. They
so
might
we can.
they might
Yeah.
ask some special cases from maths also. So I think there are some special cases in Laplace transform, Fourier series, gamma functions. So
Okay.
they might ask around those small areas which normally people ignore. Like, okay, this is very complicated. Let me just ignore it. So they like to pick up those topics.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Uh, So SOP we have already discussed, Mr. Arjun, in last interview, last session. So work out your SOP according to that. Okay, don't
IIT
ask this
Bombay
repetitive question.
SOP.
We have discussed, and Mr. Sivam has already explained Abhishek on that SOP part. Now, programming skills and all. First, you learn basics. Then they will ask you programming. First, you perform well in basics. Okay. Okay, so programming is not directly related with MS interview. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now marks is always going to be high. So we don't know, Mr. Kavi Pratap, how many people apply for that particular course, how many vacancies are there under professors. Many factors are there for this MTech and MS research courses. Okay, getting call. Okay, but since all mechanical related courses like research in fluid mechanics area or thermodynamics are closer for both aero and mech guys, right? So both stream students can apply vice versa. So even in new IIT, I'm emphasizing you guys must apply in IIT Hyderabad specifically because MTech research course is there. There are also professor looking for good students. So it's those who are not having high gate score, at least they must apply there every place, but apart from that as well. Then any other IIT which is giving MS course, I think,
Gandhinagar also, I think, sir.
but I
Gandhinagar.
think it is a MTech, no, PhD, direct PhD at Gandhinagar. As far as I know, I have shared them list so they can go through and they can try to find more. But one thing I want to tell, in fact, NIT Trichy also offers MS course. Okay. In fact, some of the NIT, I am saying you guys, NIT also offer, this MTech research or MS research course. So their cutoff is not going to be that high, for getting call. So guys, that you all can work either in this machine design area, which is like structures and these thermal sciences, fluid and thermal sciences, right? Which is more of what we learn, fluid dynamics or these propulsion related stuffs. So Abhishek, what else you want to add on this?
Uh, I think that's all from my side, sir. Any more questions if they have, they can ask.
Yeah, so direct PhD is there, yes, in IIT. Yeah, direct PhD is in IIT Gandhinagar. In IIT Bombay, it is there. Okay. In fact, our student got last year session available by Mr. Ram. He got direct PhD in IIT Bombay. So IIT Delhi also have, right? Shivam is provided. So you guys can apply, of course, for direct PhD also, at least get admission, okay? Because PhD is big commitment, but at least for 1 year you can get engaged if you are not having any other good, better option. What you say, Abhishek?
Yes, sir.
Because
Because
see, yeah,
yes, sir. So like all the IITs, sir, they are doing good. So it's like you said, IIT Hyderabad. So one of my lab mates, he is from IIT Hyderabad, and he has done some excellent work over there during his MTech. So it
oh,
is not
nice.
like, do not think from beginning itself that this IIT is not good, or
No, no, these all are bogus things people say. So
yes,
only thing we have to take care which all these courses available. That's more important than thinking this is bad or good. So this should apply those who are not having a safe score in gate score. I say as many places, so they say 1 year, Abhishek. That's what I suggest. My only concern, PhD, I'm always hesitant to from to everyone for everyone PhD is not cakewalk, right? It
yes, yes,
required tremendous spirit, commitment. In fact, MS or MTech research itself, it's not that
yes,
like MTech course or BTech course. So now since those who are not having many options, they can opt, because end of the day they will spend 1 more year writing gate exam, right? And there is no surety 100%, right? Ki definitely they will get MTech, right? 2 year program. So
yes,
if now itself they get this MTech research or MS program, anyway that take 2 to 3 years, right? So they will start getting stipend, they will start getting this campus life, many things, right? Which they may not get in 1 year if again they spend for preparing it.
mhm.
Simplicity. Because I feel it is better to spend 1 year in a premier institute or sitting idle at home and prepare for GATE.
And sir,
Okay.
many students like they join college and even then they prepare, and then
Ah,
next year
that's
they get.
absolutely fine. And many people excel also. It's determination more of
Right.
Abhishek. I know one guy
Yes.
when I joined MS, okay. With me, one of the NIT guy joined in Aerospace department, okay. What he did now, he joined, he spent
Hmm.
6 months and again he wrote GATE, okay. Uh,
Okay.
and then he got better score. Then what he did, he left MS from my department. Then he joined mechanical thermal MTech.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
even one of my junior, he got MS in ocean department in IIT Madras in my semester. Okay. Then what he did, he wrote again GATE. He got better score. Then he joined this IIT Madras MTech Aerospace. Then we know one guy. In fact, he's now NL scientist. Okay. He joined
Okay.
IIT Madras, IIT Madras MS in Ocean. Okay.
Okay.
Next year, what happened? Gate score got down. Okay, particular year.
Oh,
Then he jumped to IIT Bombay MTech in next year.
oh,
Okay, and finally now he is in NL. Most of you will be knowing
that's
S
amazing,
Kumar
sir.
sir. You guys know those who know S Kumar sir.
I don't know,
How
sir.
many of you know Shambhu sir? GD experts. And he is the only guy this year in Gate Aerospace. There was one question, MSQ. Okay, it was very tricky question, Abhishek. Everyone gave wrong key. All other institutes, okay. In fact, we were also confused. Our one of the, but he gave exact answer A and C. You guys know, right? A and C answer and final solution. Why A and C is there?
What was the
So
question, sir? Do you remember the
I
question?
will share you. It was very good question. Okay, a compressible fluid flow GD question. So, guys, he spent 1 year in IIT Madras in MS course. Next year, since he got MTech course in IIT Bombay, he joined. because gate score is valid for 3 years, right? So it every year different situation scenario. If you take admission part, Abhishek, in
Hmm.
22 your batch admission was poor if you compare with rank. But if you take your batch previous to your batch now, it was
Hmm.
fantastic admission even till 195 rank in aerospace guys got
Hmm.
admission. So
Oh,
there are multiple factor, right? Every
yes, yes.
year. Hmm. So guys, the first target which I suggest should be to get in any premium institute. What you say?
And they can apply to, sir, like aerospace, applied mechanics, and mechanical, all three, wherever
Yeah,
what.
yeah, all three. These are also they can apply to energy sciences. They can
Yes,
apply
yes.
to coral. These other department also. So there are plenty of the option now. Even in IIT Indore, there is a
Hmm.
specific course on space technology. Someone has
Oh,
to have guts to opt such courses. Our
right.
guy will afraid, okay, no, 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 I will do only in aerodynamics or propulsion. End of the day, it's not necessary they will end up with the same job. They will, one
Right.
guy, one or two guys this year got job in bank from
Oh,
campus
okay.
placement. Because it depends. Now
Yeah.
more non-core jobs are there in data science, analytics. So people get good package they opt. So
Hmm.
guys, you should not join any premium institute for just sake of job or I want to do this only. No.
Yeah, yeah. We should keep
Yes.
our options open. That is
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, we should be flexible.
Yes, sir.
We should be very flexible. First thing, you need to have option. Without having option, if we talk so many things, there is no use. What you say, Mr. Abhishek?
Correct. Correct. Yes,
So
sir. Like we can choose only when we have options. Otherwise, there is no choice.
yes, yes. Some guys tell me, sir, my area is this only. What should I do? I told it's fine, your area. Apply as many places, get some options, and then decide. Okay, so that's what. Yeah, we have so many example of success. Okay, some days back only, IIT Kharagpur, what people used to tell your aero guys, right? Now our IIT Kharagpur guy, one guy I know earlier, he got in DRDO scientist position, right? Now in Bale also they started aerospace work. So guy got in Bale. So it depends. Okay, you
Hmm.
need to be from IIT or from any premium institute. You may not get off campus job, but you may get very good off campus opportunity.
Yes, sir.
So IIT tag is IIT tag. Okay. For MS Aero, what is the safe gate score? Anjali, uh, at least 600 is a safe gate score. If your gate score is above 600, then mostly you'll get call. Then you need to perform well in that written exam because many people appear for written also, right, Abhishek? So they will filter. Even you may be good in your basics, but if your written is not cleared, then you may get in trouble. So that's also
Yeah.
tricky. Yeah. Because I know one of our students now, in fact, is a DRDO scientist. Okay, he came Bangalore for gate preparation, Abhishek. So in 2018, he had some gate score, and he applied in December session. This na January winter session in IIT Madras, MS in structures. He was very hopeful. I'll get it, sir. I will get it. Okay,
Hmm.
because not many people apply, but still quite good number of people applied. They took exam, and somehow I
Okay.
don't know, he couldn't perform well in exam. Okay, or he may have performed well also. So something he went to HOD, all discuss, show me my marks, that na whatever,
Yes, sir.
that and all that didn't happen. So he didn't clear exam. So he didn't get chance for interview. So we don't know. So first
Hmm.
thing, you need to clear that written also and then interview subsequently. How much is the time duration given for MS exam in general? Yeah,
1 hour. General 1 hour, sir. One
one
hour
hour.
or
Okay, okay. Because our time now, those exams were not there, Abhishek, because people were
Okay.
not even aware of that MS course in India. IIT Madras, na, that is the oldest institute, they started this course. Then now,
Yes.
many new IITs are doing this.
Yes, sir.
1 hour for 15 question is saying,
15 or 20 sometimes, but they will not be very big questions, like small questions. So the time is enough. You will not find a shortage of time. Like gate exam, it will not be like tight like gate exam. If you plan well, you can solve in much less time. Don't worry about time.
yeah, and IIT Kanpur written also, they ask 3, 4 question only, right, to solve something like that
Yes, sir.
earlier
Like,
days.
yeah, the question, there are not many questions. I remember there was never a shortage of time. From time point of view, it was okay.
Yeah, but in IIT Kanpur, as far as I know, before pandemic time, they used to call people at campus, and then
Yes,
they
yes.
will take return. So that time they will give na one question from complex variable for sure, okay, and one
Okay.
from linear algebra, and then some good questions from fluid, and some SOM and vibration lengthy questions. So that time also, our in one of the year, our 4 IGC student got cleared this written. Okay, in fact, till rank 163, Abhishek. So if you are fundamentally good, definitely you are going to do well. Okay, we have experience of that as well. Before pandemic, I am saying, Abhishek, in 2019 batch, if I remember. Okay,
And sir,
so
I think you're
guys,
right. They were like 4 or 5 questions only in IIT Kanpur exam, but they were somewhat long questions.
oh, is it
Yes, sir.
wrong?
We had to write on paper, scan. I don't remember exactly the procedure, but there were 4 or 5 questions only and long questions with many
Ah,
parts.
long.
Long
Yeah, that's
questions.
what I'm lying the questions. For
Yeah.
but for you, how they took this exam? Because in pandemic,
So
was it online?
online, sir. So they asked us to turn on our video camera and they shared this Google Forms. So
Okay,
whatever answer we got, so either there was multiple choice in Google Forms that we had to select one option, or we had to type in the answer, like numerical answer type questions, NAT type questions. Like
okay,
that, we had to type in the answer. IIT Madras, what they did is they created a temporary login for all the students. So they had
okay,
this website, I think their
okay,
own website where they can post exams, assignments. So
okay,
there it was like uh, we can do start quiz just like our
okay,
IGC portal, sir. Same like our IGC portal.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Good, good. So I think now it is pretty clear. So any more question? Anjali, you can expect offline exam, but now people are more comfortable with online, right? Doing all these,
Yes, sir,
formalities
it's
online.
faster,
What you say, Abhishek?
much faster in online, sir, and students don't have to travel everywhere for writing the exam.
Yeah,
So
Anjali, because
much too
when you
easy.
ask people to come na, everyone to campus, they have to take more headache, arrangements and all. Even they need
Hmm.
to arrange for their parents also. IIT Kanpur was famous for that. They will
Yes.
provide room also inside. So I think they will keep all these headache online only. Even IGC is not interested to take offline classes, Abhishek. So why they will, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Online has many benefits, sir. We can have recorded classes and
yes, 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 yes.
we can go through them
Flexibility is
again.
there. And there is no difference if you are sincere. It is either online or offline. You need to clear your doubts.
Salient
You
is
need to
also
have yeah, cooperative faculty, knowledgeable faculty. Yeah. No, interview is online. Yes, na? Through webinars.
yes, yes.
No,
Interviews will
but
also be
for interview, they may call. Uh,
because there are very few students, so they may call.
yeah, if students are less, they may call. Okay, because the psychology of student cannot be understood, like they will try to understand psychology of student also, because these research courses now, if you are mentally weak, it is bit tough for them also, because here you need to have a strong mindset. What you say, Abhishek, on this part? Because I have seen many people struggling, either it is MS or PhD in campus.
Right, sir. I think same is happening with me, sir. I have to put more effort.
No, no, I myself struggled, so I know it. So guys, uh, is it for MS research or MTech? No, no, no. There is MS research and MTech research also, Mr. Naveen. Then there is a separate 2-year program of ME or MTech. So interview usually like very deep interview happen only for research courses. But in IISc for MTech 2-year program, other than aerospace, they take interview sometime, because earlier days what I heard now, many people were not opting course, like they will take admission and then they will join PSU. These kind of things were happening. So to understand, the person's mindset, they started interview for MTech 2-year program also. Because in mechanical, many PSUs, but in aerospace, we don't have that luxury, right? So,
Mhm.
yeah. Any other question, guys? So now it is clear to everyone. You have to read what books has to be read. Is it clear to everyone for particular subject like fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, aerodynamics, gas dynamics, what book to be read, or structures, what book to be read? Everyone, is it clear to everyone? Because result is coming in few days. Maybe on March 15, result will be declared. 17th March is official date, right?
It will come before official date. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, of course it usually come.
Yes.
So let's get ready for that, and hopefully all of you will do well. Um, there is not much of doubt on that. Yeah. So I think we are done. Any other question? Yeah, should we apply for 2-year with no? It will not make much sense, but if you are interested in other courses like nanoscience, there are courses that
There are many
of
courses in
may
IISc,
go.
sir.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
IISc.
There are many courses in IISc,
Yeah,
sir. Yeah, like people in general don't know about them, but there are many courses, sir. So,
yeah,
like if
yes,
we go on the
yeah,
website, we will find them. Yeah.
yeah. So like nanosciences or energy
Earth
sciences,
sciences, energy
quantum
sciences, earth
physics. Yeah.
sciences,
So you
climate
can
change
apply.
department.
See,
Yes.
when you apply for form now, you will get which all options available. So you give in that polymer sciences also there, I think something. So not necessarily always cutoff is high for every course. So you guys can give a try.
Yeah, Vishwas, I think yeah, they will ask questions from it. If you say that this is your specialization, like this is your favorite topic, they will ask questions from it.
Yeah, MTech research you should apply. If you have category, you should apply. But in yeah, one more thing I want to tell all of you. See, MTech admission will happen through COP, that COP, right? COP, MTech admission, okay, which is of 2-year program. All the offer will come through that. But any research course, either it is ISC or IIT, you have to apply as many application wherever you apply. Like if you are applying in IIT Madras 3 department MS course, so you have to apply 3 times separately, and mechanical separate, applied mechanics separate, this aerospace separate, like that. So any research course will be very, particular. It is not like you have any centralized tool or any centralized application. It is not like that. You have to go to that department, brochure. No. In MTech, you don't require individually. No, application has to be filled, I think, individually. But
Yes, sir.
COAP is for this COAP is for offer. What am I correct, right, Abhishek?
Yes, sir. So they have to apply to all the colleges individually, and
Individually.
there will be a COAP registration number that has to be mentioned in the application. There will be a separate field for that. So that COAP registration number has to be mentioned in all colleges applications. But
Yeah,
every
and one
application has
more
to be.
thing, in MTech 2-year program, in that form itself, in application form itself, you will get the options like your department-wise options you will get, which all department you can apply, which is your priority, right? Now, first
Right,
preference,
sir.
second preference, like that.
Like that, or we will have to do separate MTech applications also. For example, in Delhi, it was separate, sir. I remember.
So every
Delhi had
department separate application, is it?
separate application. Even for MTech, separate application. And or in some
Department-wise?
colleges, sorry, sir.
Department-wise, you mean to say?
Yes. Department-wise separate application. In some colleges, it was like we have to give preference of departments. So it
Oh,
varies from college to college.
okay. Yeah. So it's quite complicated. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Number of rounds. Yes, Bhargav. Many rounds will happen. COAP, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then is fourth round. So admission goes till July and sometime till August earlier, till that as well.
Yes, sir. There are sport rounds which happen in
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, yeah. IIT Bombay is famous for that, actually. Yeah, yes. I think, yeah. So, any other suggestion, Abhishek, you want to give to these guys since you have grabbed and you have chosen our MTech research. So, you
Yes.
want to tell on that anything?
So I was I was afraid of doing many courses. So I wanted to
Vishwas,
spend more time.
Vishwas, are you there? Sorry, I'm interrupting. Yeah, Vishwas, one guy like you. He also a mechanical guy, and he is more interested in doing MTech research or MS research rather than doing MTech. Yeah, please
Okay.
say.
So you will not have to do too many courses, because if you do normal MTech coursework, uh, there will be courses from all the areas. If you're taking aerospace, you will have courses from aerodynamics, flight mechanics, structures, propulsion. You will have a mixed course set. But uh, if you are taking the research based program, you will have you will have limited number of courses first of all, and they will be specialized to that topic. And you will have to spend more time on your thesis. So from first semester itself, you will be starting some reading literature review, and then you will have to formulate some topic by the end of first year, and then in your second semester, third and fourth semester, you will have to continue working on that. So it's more fun. Like, it varies from person to person, but it's like we can explore our area of interest better if we are doing a research program, I think. Like, personal opinion only. If you're doing coursework also, you get a broad idea, which is good, which is very good for placements. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, but it depends. People want easy life, and so I always say, if you are getting MTech, prefer MTech.
Yes, that
If
is
you are
there, sir.
really interested, like you, I suggested you also go for MTech, but you told
Right,
I am
right.
really interested. Then I told no issue. So that's what my opinion on that.
MS would be difficult, sir. That is there, sir.
Yeah,
MS will
yeah.
not be easy. Yes, sir.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So, all right, guys, all the best to everyone, and we hopefully once result come after that, we guys will have one meeting. So there, I will try to list out like last year all the colleges, all the courses, and again what to be referred. So, and then we'll have better clarity, right, Abhishek? Once result come out, what gate scores,
Hmm.
we are getting with corresponding or rank or marks.
Yes, sir.
Then we will plan accordingly.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sure. So thank you, Abhishek, for sharing your, very insight. And how did you remember all these? I also remember my all questions even down the line 10 years after, but usually people will say, I forgot,
Sir,
I don't remember, but you have noted nicely.
so what I did, sir, after every interview, I made a long article kind of thing. So actually,
Oh,
I have shown only short notes here, but I have
yeah,
written
yeah, yeah.
everything in detail, what they asked, what I answered, then what I thought, everything I had written down after every interview. So,
Oh, nice. Nice.
so
So
that
you
is,
can you can write one
some blog or
article.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
I will do that someday.
Good, good, good. All right. All the best to guys. Thank you, Abhishek, for
All the best.
joining. Hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
And if
All the best for
anyone,
you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you all. Thank you. Bye. All the best, guys.
Bye, sir.